Excuse me. The allergies this year are just brutal to me. They are relentless. So I hope you guys can bear through this with me. But how's it going, guys? Got our Monday upload today against the one and only infamous BlameTruth. This is a match I took. I don't know. It was pretty recently. You might have already seen it on this channel if you're subscribed to him. If not, then you're watching it here. So backstory is I was streaming, I think about 1 or 2 weeks ago, something of the sort, and he pops in, and then I was like, you want to get that tiebreaker out of the way? And he was like, yeah, sure, I've never done a 5th gen, and let's have at it. So we'll play back right now. Wait, no. Hold the phone. I should really just fucking arrange this stuff beforehand. Okay, we'll play back right now. Okay. So, as you can see, he's using a semi-serious team. One he said that has gotten him to rank 120 or whatever it is on the PO ladder. I don't do simulators or anything of the sort. But, yeah, he brought a semi-serious team. I brought a theme team, and like the goofball that I am realizing now that I need a fast physical attacker on this team. Or just something that can take down Bliss reliably besides Braylon, because that's gonna end up giving me a huge pain in the ass. But right now I predict the Stealth Rocks because he has it in the lead position, so I switch out to Espeon to hopefully magic bounce it back. I don't keep a tab on his Blisses, he just knows I hate him, so he brought one anyway. But I'm seeing now that it doesn't really look like the kind of set that would attempt to set up rocks. So it turns out he has the T-Wave. I learned from his side of the narration, but he didn't want a T-Wave himself, despite him having natural cure. So I take this opportunity to switch into Braylon. No, I can take a seismic toss, because, you know, set damage and all that. And I kind of wanted a sub, expecting him to be scared of the Focus Punch, but, you know, he's going to force me to end up using Spore. So I don't know what kind of Blissey this is. I can assume a natural cure, but I don't want to break Sleep Claw, so I gotta look at the bottom of the screen. But I wasn't really paying attention at this point at the bottom of the screen, because right here I could have put this thing... Well, I Focus Punch on the switch, and he knows I'm gonna end up doing that. But right here, I should have looked at the bottom of the screen to see that I could have definitely put this thing to sleep. It wouldn't really have, you know, paid off for me in the long run, but I would have had something asleep, which is always, you know, gonna be okay. So he tries to set up the Stealth Rocks this turn, because that's what Fortress does. He forgets that I have my Espeon here, so trying to set up this early without Espeon gone could have, I don't know, it did kind of end up bad for him, because I'm the only one that ends up getting entry hazards up this match. And, he switches out on my switch to Yanmega. I believe that was a double switch. I didn't really end up paying off too well from it. And I don't know what it wants to do. Like, I know it'll more than likely end up having Ice Beam or whatnot. So I Air Slash, gauge damage, you know, kind of a silly play. And he ends up knocking off my Focus Sash, just like whatever. You end up ruining it anyway, so I don't really care. And what do we have here? This match took place a little while ago. So, I go for the HP Fire, see how much damage it does. To my dismay, it does absolutely nothing. And then he later tells me that this is a special defensive Empoleon designed to take hits from Latios and friends and all that. And it works really fucking well, as you can see, if my hidden power barely did. But that's pushing an 8, if I'm lucky. So, not really going to be that good for me. I'm going to go out to Typhlosion. I made a bit of a ballsy play predicting the Ice Beam there, and that did not work out for me well at all. In fact, if he had Stealth Rocks up, I probably could have ended up dying from that, but thankfully I had Espeon to bounce him back. But nonetheless, I still want to get damage on it, see how much it does. A super effective Focus Blast does... That's pushing half. I wish I'd have gotten more damage on it to do that in the first place and not made such a ballsy play. I should have gone to Braylon is what I should have done. But, you know, the potential of him using Ice Beam on that second turn, it was just too risky for him. So I go out to a safe switch who I know will threaten it out, which is going to be my Electivire. Instead of going for the Stab Electric move, I'm just going to go for the Cross Chop, hope for a crit. I don't get it here, which is like, whatever. I can't really think of anything that Fortress can do to me. He tells me he's packing Earthquake afterwards, which could have been scary if I didn't get a crit, but I do get the crit that I was kind of banking on there. I mean, it is a high crit hit ratio move, so I kind of knew I had it coming. But he switches out to Conkeldurr right here. I am kind of predicting him to start setting up, so I kind of want to go into Dusknoir, you know, to, because, you know, the traditional Conkeldurr has, like, Bulk Up, Mach Punch, Drain Punch, and Payback or Stone Edge, you know, some variation with all those mixed in. But it turns out he tells me that his is Choice Banded, And looking at the damage, I thought I could have taken a second one, but I guess damage variation wasn't too kind, or my mental math was just off. Because he ends up 2-hit KOing me, and that's bad, because I really needed Duskmore, you know, to handle Blissey. But I don't have that, and I go out to Espeon because I know he's going to be scared of the Psychic, and I make a double switch out to get Blissey in. Now, here was where I started playing aggressive, and I coaxed him into that switch. Now, what I really could have done to be a dick is I could have gone for the Ice Punch, but seeing Blissey out, I wanted that thing gone, and any opportunity I was going to have, you know, if he was going to over-predict, it very well could have been there, but he made the safe play going out to his Latios. I do get another crit, which is kind of unfortunate, but he's going to end up taking me out with the Earthquake anyways. I can't really do anything about it at this point. And as you're going to see on the next turn, the crit does not matter anyways, because he's running Life Orb and Physical, Dragon Dance, and his explanation is it's one of the fastest, I think it's one of the fastest dragons in the game pre-Dragon Dance, so it works out well on it. But whatever the case may be, I end up outspeeding it, taking out with the Shadow Ball. Pretty sure I could have done that from the range that just a regular cross chop would have done. And here I see Gengar, and I'm thinking in my mind it's Scarfed, but I don't know why I stayed in, to be honest. I kind of played a little bit like ass, and knowing that there was Blissey and I had already lost Electivire, it was kind of just, you know, a futile struggle from here, but nonetheless, I'm going to try to at least even the score up a little bit and, you know, potentially pull it out of my ass. So, he switches out knowing that I'm just going to detect a second time. I know that he Scarfed it at this point because of how he, outsped, Espeon. I actually think that might be a speed tie in the first place, but yeah, you know, the fact that he brought it in that safely is whatever. So, I see Blissey again, not really much of an option I have here. I can go to Breloom, and I do have a decent amount of health, you know, once he goes for the Seismic Seismic Toss, I should have enough for, to take another one, you know. And I know that he has Natural Cure at this point because he's waking up from the last time he switched it in. I think he had it in earlier as well, versus Electivire. So he's no longer asleep. If he decides to switch out, I can sleep something else immediately, but I don't think I end up doing that. I'm not 100%. Felt a little bit aggressive. Maybe he doesn't want me setting up. So I go for the sub. I know he's going to be slower just because of how much invested he has in special defense and more than likely HP. I'm not sure if he's running max, but if he's running a decent amount to take out or take on Latios and Dragon moves in general, then yeah, you know, he's gonna be slower for a fact. So knowing his Blissey cured off the sleep, I can put this thing to sleep. Safely kill it, which is nice, but he's actually going to go ahead and switch out, make the smart play, go to Gengar. What I should have done is predicted that, but at that point I was too busy focusing on, you know, getting safe kills versus playing around his team. So he's able to get off a Shadow Ball from here. And looking at Seed Bomb's damage, if I had gone for a Seed Bomb, I would have been able to 2-hit KO this thing, which is really unfortunate looking at it, because once Poison Heal brings me up, I barely end up taking the Shadow Ball. So had I gone for another one, initially, I would have had more health, and I would have just had the sub broken, I believe. So he goes into Conkeldurr here, and he's gonna end up going for the Mach Punch. Don't really think it ended up mattering how much health I had in the first place. It might have, but, you know, that series of plays just had me, it was running through my mind over and over and over. So, my last one happens to be a Yanmega, since he's locked into Mach Punch, and I quad resisted. I actually end up living that from a Choice Banded Rapushin, which is very nice, and Air Slash, surprisingly, is a 1-hit KO. That really did surprise me. I don't know what kind of investment he has, but he was a little bit, that kind of raised his eyebrows as well. Now, his last one is, well, I believe he has 2 left, but I try to go for the Air Slash, no pull some flinch hacks out of my ass, and I don't even get that, because I end up missing the last move. So, that is going to be the game. He has won best of 3 of our series, I guess, kind of thing. So, I know we'll definitely have some rematches in the near future. I don't know, but yeah, that was the game. It turned out a little bit better than I thought, you know, given how intimidating his team seemed at first glance. And yeah, whatever, I'm just kind of pulling excuses out of my ass. But that should do it for today, guys. Yeah, I was going to talk about Battle for Japan, but I don't know what our final total ended up being. All I know is I hope you guys enjoyed this this weekend full of streaming and whatnot, all that. What else do I want to talk about? As I may be recording this video, I might have already hit 8,000 subscribers. I don't know if I will be there at the time of uploading this video, but I know I'll be there shortly. So I just wanted to, take the time again to remind you guys that I would not be making this content on such a routine basis if you weren't watching it. I wouldn't be putting the time into narrating like this, and then, just putting out the video just a sufficient amount of work in Vegas for me to keep me busy for a while. And, yeah, I don't really know what else to say except for thank you. I cannot stop thanking you guys for that. And, yeah, I really should write this shit down beforehand, because I have a lot to talk about, but I don't anymore. So, yeah. Yep. Bye.